Hey guys, how's it going? I'm EG Magnum, and here we go. Another week, another mobile suit, and people said that they were just showing off the game with it, and it wasn't just to show off the game. We have the GM3. It's in. Wow, I kind of can't believe they put in the GM3, but the GM3's in. So we'll talk about it here in a second, but first, here's a collab thing. They're doing a Gundam Universe figures, and you can get a Easy 8 with that. So that's cool, I guess. It should be in the box as it says here. Special code will be inserted in each package of Gundam Universe XXX GBO2 Wing Gundam 0 Endless Waltz, Gundam Universe, Gundam Easy 8, and Gundam Universe Strike Gundam. There we go. Those are the three. Sorry. I read all of that and was like, wait a minute, I can just read the name at the end. So, there's that. So that's kind of cool. Hopefully they do more kind of collab stuff with that and like branch out. That's all I'm saying. They have tons of possibilities with this, and they definitely are not taking advantage of it. So with this, there is a step up banner, half off. Definitely go for the half off. Can highly recommend. The rest of it, if you really are feeling froggy, sure. But I've pretty much found in the past that the increased materials isn't really that worth it. But yeah, let's talk about the suit. So here we go. We'll bring up the video. So from what I've been hearing and from what I saw, I got to watch a bit of gameplay of it. It seems pretty OP. So it's got the shoulder missiles, it's got the side waist missiles, or hip missiles or whatever. It's got Vulcans. The Mark III doesn't have Vulcans. Look at that, and that staggers. So it's got melee combat controller level 1. It's got a ton of missiles to fire everywhere. It's got an insta-stagger beam that is 90% heat, so it's pretty much an Agzaku beam rifle. Only it has 1900 damage where the Agzaku has 1700 damage. This thing's packing some huge amounts of range DPS, and its melee is nothing to sneeze at. Like, it is pretty solid. And the crazy part is it's 400. I heard from people that talked about the beta, it was 450 in the beta. Now, I think at this point, it's a bit too strong for 400 cost, maybe. It might be OP. So, again, as a support main, here's some more, they're giving generals everything kind of salt. And I know people who play Raid are annoyed that this thing seems to have just about everything. Well, at least they got rid of the double dodge roll. So it only has one dodge roll, and it doesn't have maneuver armor. So there's that at least. But other than that, it has a ton of ranged options, 30 missiles to fire in its multi-launching missiles. It's got the waist missiles that stagger one shot, and then I believe it reloads. And then it's got the beam rifle, so you can go beam to shoulder missiles, then waist missiles to more shoulder missiles. And then, of course, you can melee if you go back to beam, and then you can melee by then because the beam's already recharged so that you won't overheat it. So it has no problems that the Agzaku or the Garibaldi Alpha, which is the thing that I would compare its beam rifle to at this point, it has neither of their problems. So yeah. Now the one thing that the Alpha does have over it is its melee is very quick, and it has a double dodge roll. But this would definitely replace the Agzaku at this cost for sure, and pretty much, well, a lot of generals that are shooty suit. One thing I want to test is if it can shoot a flight type out of the air with its missiles. If it can, sorry, not the shoulder missiles, but the hip missiles, the insta-stagger missiles. If that has enough damage to knock out a flight type, that is a little silly. And then it kind of replaces the G-line standard at that point almost. Now again, these missiles don't fly that fast as you saw there in the video, so you might be able to avoid them. But yeah, I feel like this suit is coming in and being like, sup, I'm taking over. Maybe a little too much. So we'll see what happens. But as far as stats, it's looking really good. I still will probably stick to my flight test type, the gun cannon type D, maybe the G-line standard. What else? There's something else I like at that cost. Oh, the Pell Rider Cavalry, the heavy arms. Both Pell Riders at this point are still pretty solid suits because you can get the double dodge roll. I also like the BD3 at this cost because it also gets exam with double dodge roll. But overall, really good suit. So one thing that they didn't put here, which I thought was odd, is they added levels 4 and 5, what somebody was saying, and I think it's actually in the information you can get. Maybe it's in the items. I'll try to find it here real quick. But yeah, the level 4 and 5 Gigan and the level 4 and 5 camouf. So that's pretty nice. The Gigan is a 1-star, so we should just be able to scroll down and find it here in the 1-stars. I believe the camouf is as well. Here we go. 2 through 5 in Gigan, 4 and 5 are now in the lottery. So in my opinion, this might be my new 350 suit if I get the 350 one. I mean, the Gigan's a very solid DPS machine, and being able to use the complex expansion slot level 2 is going to be crazy. Kind of same with the camouf. I'm actually kind of curious to see how it does in those costs, because you're getting, I believe that is 350 is where it would stop, and then the Zuda F would take over at that point. So pretty cool additions. But they did not include it in the patch notes here. Moving on though, we again have that. We have the step up, and we have the Gelgoog High Mo VG level 2 in the ticket shop. Really solid suit. We got the level 1 back when the tournament winners picked it for everybody to get. So it is a solid suit. In my opinion, it's one of the top tier generals you can play. And the level 2, I think, still holds its own. Possibly a little bit less with what kind of exists in that cost. Because I'm pretty sure the level 1 is 450 and the level 2 is 500, which means you got to deal with the Mark II. So it might fall off in that sense. But if you're a Goog player, it is definitely a great Gelgoog to have. The GM Cannon 2 level 1 is in, and this is definitely a top tier support suit. It is very tanky, very defensive, and if you hit everything, you can definitely compete in the damage numbers. The main thing is that it is very tanky and defensive, so if that raid gets on you, you have plenty of time, well, more time at least than every other support, to try to get away. Unless maybe it's the Gan, then you still might die instantly. But can recommend the GM Cannon 2 for any support players who definitely want to be more defensive and have a little bit more of that tank to kind of help deal with raids getting on them and waiting for the general players to hopefully turn around and give you that assist. Then we have the Rickdom 2 GH both levels. This is definitely an insane space suit. In any enclosed map that's in space, so the interior or the new one, it is a beast. It is a monster and is very scary to go against, and it is very fun to play. I have the level 2 myself. So I can recommend this suit if you're wanting a really good raid in space. It is fantastic. I actually think it's probably the best raid at both cost, because you have a grenade, you have a Sturmfaust, you have the flash beam, and then you have just smack with dumb amounts of damage. You can hit a bishop for 9,000 damage with your downswing. So, Dewaj in the DP store, can recommend. So much fun. Definitely would be one I would recommend picking up just to play. You get that bazooka, you knock somebody down, and you tomahawk and scoop the whoop. Get that scoop the whoop in and destroy them. I need to add a scoop the whoop emote to my Twitch stuff. It'll have the tomahawk and gog claw, I think, is what I'm going to do for that. And what I was really hyped about until I saw the price, new model frame, level 2. Fantastic part. Can't recommend getting it. But it is 300,000 DP. But it is a great part, especially for supports that don't use, that have the close range slots that they can sacrifice, that's not going to use the melee armor, that want more health. Yeah, kind of sucks that it's 300,000 DP. Out of all the parts that I can buy right now, if I bought them, I need about almost 2 million now with these two getting put in, which it's like I've got, I think, 380,000 right now, so I need like 1.7 million just to get all the parts that I still can get in the DP stores. So it's like, oh my gosh. And I've been playing for, over a year now. Kind of oof. I wish they would lower some of this DP cost stuff, because anybody that's getting in this new is going to feel like they're just never going to get these. And when these parts leave the lottery, or if you don't get them from the supply thing, the only option is tickets, which, I don't know, for me that kind of feels bad, but that's kind of a rip thing. But anyway, auxiliary generator, not as bad. It's around 100,000 or 100 and something thousand. The part value is a little weird. Same with the quick loader 4, which I'm guessing they'll be putting in soon. Also feels a little bit weird because of how many parts you need. I think it's 2 close and like 14 or 12. I think it's 12 actually. 12 medium. So some of these higher cost suits you can definitely use this on, but a lot of the lower stuff, or even some of the current like 500-ish suits, can't really take much use of it. Next clan match, well, here's the mix-up thing. There it is on the screen. Pause it if you need to. And we're going to go to the clan match. Next clan match, Monday. So in, I guess what, 4 days from now, 5 days from now, something like that. It is on the 13th at 9 p.m. PST, Pacific time. So for me, it'd be midnight then. So yeah. So I've just been saying in PST because last time I said midnight, it did cause a little confusion on which day it would be. So 6/13, Monday at 9 p.m. Pacific. 4v4 Arctic base, simple battle, 400 cost. I like the cost. Map with 4v4 might not be that bad. I'm really curious to see how this map goes with 4v4. It's simple. You can spawn anywhere. So it'll be very interesting just to have these battles that you'll clash. I'm really curious to see what kind of strategies teams do. And yeah, we'll see what we can come up with. I'm going to try to do something Monday right after I do get done streaming the first thing I'm going to do, which might be Final Fantasy VII. I might finally do the speed run then. If not, I'm going to move it to Tuesday, and that way we can get some more practice in before this. Just depends on when I wake up. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Usual links will be down in the description: Twitch, Twitter, Discord, all of that. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave a comment what you think about how overpowered the GM3 is. What do you think about them adding a Gigan 4 and 5 and camouf 4 and 5 and some of the other suits like in the ticket shop and other stuff like that. Anyway guys, that'll be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace.